What's going on? It's Romeo. We made it back from Memorial Day weekend, and we talked a little bit about the cars that we drove as kids, man. They were just death traps. It was wild. What you order when you're dating on the first date, the food you order, what does that say about you? And things you have in a junk drawer. We all have junk drawers. What kind of crazy things you got in them? Let's get going.
We're talking about buying your kid their first car at 16, right? And there are people out there that have been calling me, have been saying that, no, you're spoiling your kid. You shouldn't be buying them a car. You should make them pay for it themselves. Oh, my God. Get over yourself. Buy your kid the best possible thing you can afford and be good to your kid. What if you got a good kid? What if you got a kid that really is responsible and handling their business at 16, 17, 18 in high school? Why would you not help them succeed in life? You're basically not helping them. Good morning, Hal. What's going on?
Hey, Romeo. It's just talking about the spoiled kids.
Yeah, what's up?
Supposedly.
Yeah.
No, I think that it has to do a lot with parenting skills. When I was, in my younger age, my parents are straight out Mexican, and they feel like, no, you gotta learn, what it is to pay for bills and pay for this. And I had to drop out of college because I couldn't afford college, I couldn't afford my car, I couldn't afford my car insurance all at the same time.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that had to do that.
No.
Yeah.
It's like,
no,
I
I'm
feel
with
that's
you.
wrong.
I'm with you. Your parents failed you.
Yes, and I feel like I failed them because I couldn't keep up with everything.
Yeah, but they guilted you into making you feel like you did that. You didn't do anything wrong. They failed you. And if more people would understand the possibilities of setting your kids off on the right track instead of trying to make them into something. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell your mom and dad, I'm sorry you guys had to work hard. But there's no way you shouldn't have helped your child succeed in any way possible.
Yes, I feel the same way. So me and my husband with my kids, we're telling them all we want you guys to do is, right now, graduate high school, and we're paying for her cell phone. We're going to pay for her car to go to college. We're not going to get her like, oh, my God, this expensive car, but, something.
Something you can afford. It's not going to hurt you.
Yeah, she could afford and she could get back and forth, too.
Yeah.
And we told her, if you like to get a part-time job just for your own little things that you want to be getting, that's up to you.
All right, here's the deal. I got to jump. Put your parents in the worst home you could possibly find when they get old enough, okay?
Oh, my God, Romeo, no.
All right, 842-547-7. Hey, Romeo, if a kid wants a car at 16 years old, then he will learn the responsibility and everything that comes with owning a car at 16 years old. He's just 16. He's still in school. He doesn't need a car. The school provides bus rides for free. He just wants a car to be cool in high school and on the weekends. Tell me what a 16-year-old needs a car for. Because he's 16. And it's not about being cool. It's about having a little bit of freedom. Once you get your first car, you have that little bit of freedom to learn to grow in this world. Okay? So I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. But yeah, you need help. I hope you're not raising kids. Hey, good morning, Romeo. Hey, my 18-year-old son is a senior in high school. He just got his driver's license. I got him a dependable 2002 Toyota Camry, gas saver, so he can get to school, and his internship at a local technology company. Plus, he will be heading to BC as well. I have engraved in him, the worst thing to do is buy a car and make payments plus insurance. I've showed him how expensive it is and how important it is to save money and get a college degree, and everything will align in the future. I'm here to guide my kids, not hand them everything. Well, you just handed him a brand new car. I mean, a 2002, but there's nothing wrong with that. Anybody who says buying their kid a car is an idiot, or is spoiling them, you're an idiot. I mean, if you go buy your kid a car, a brand new Mercedes G-Wagon that you're making payments on, that's spoiling them. But if you're buying them something you can afford, that's reliable, that's just helping your kid out. Why are you parents so opposed to helping your kids out. What is wrong with you people? That's just despicable. Why would you not want to help your kids through life? You know? Especially at such a young age. Okay, if your kid's 40 and you're still, paying all their bills, and maybe we need to reevaluate what's going on. But at 16, 17, 18, high school, wanting to go to college, and you're still not helping them, you're trying to throw them to the wolves because, well, that's how we grew up. That makes them a man. No, it doesn't. That girl just called. Her parents threw her to the wolves and she failed. When her parents, sounded like her parents had the ability to help her succeed. Her parents should be embarrassed by the way what they did to their child. You guys are not very bright. It's a good thing I'm here to explain to you guys how to raise your kids because you're doing a horrible job. Funny, we were talking about buying a kid a car at 16. Some people out there believe that these kids need to work for it. Some people believe that it's spoiling them if you buy them one. I think both of you are wrong. All right, good morning, Hal. What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on?
What up, man?
Not much. I was just wanting to get my input in on the not having a car. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Yeah, well, first, when I didn't mind having a broken down car, and it was actually used to be my mom's Aerostar. She had no problem at all loaning it up to me, knowing damn right how I drive once in a while. How to drive. I think I hit a few curves, and I come back. She didn't really mind, and she understood that I was learning how to drive at the same time. There's a lot of things that become good from actually just letting them learn themselves.
Sure.
At the same time, keeping an eye on them, making sure they don't get the Aerostar taken away like I did one.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than having a car and then they're taken away from you as a punishment. All right.
Yeah, especially when I grew up having broken down cars myself, because she understood that it's not having a nice car that matters. It's about getting from point A to point B, and that's it.
All right, man. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the responsibility of it. There's a responsibility of having a car. RD42547. We're talking about buying your kid his first car, her first car at 16, right? A lot of you out there is like, no, man, that's spoiling them. No, man, you got to make them work for it and pay for it and all this. Why? If you buy them the best you can and move forward. Good morning, Tom. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, what up, man?
Nothing. I don't think it's called spoiling your child. For me, I tell all my kids I don't reward failure.
Okay.
So as long as you're in school, doing what you have to do, straight A's, doing your chore around the house without me having to remind you, I'm going to reward you. My daughter's 15 this year. She's been principal's list, honor roll, dean's list,
Yeah.
her entire school career. So yes, when she turns 16 and she's still doing the same thing, I'm going to get her a car. That's not spoiling my child. That's rewarding her for her success.
Well, what is wrong with these people who are texting and calling and saying these idiotic things about their kids? That just kids don't deserve, kids don't need, kids don't. What is wrong with these people?
I would say my understanding is they didn't have anything growing up. Their parents didn't do it, so they feel, hey, I'm going to do my kids that way. They have to work for something.
Wow.
That way, to me, at the end of the day, that makes your kids resent you after growing up.
And it sets them up for failure.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, man. I appreciate the phone call. Thanks for calling, brother.
Yep.
Later, man.
Yep.
Why would you set your kids up for failure? RD42547. Yo, Ron, my parents let us use a spare car to go to school, but if we graduated high school, they bought us one. Okay. All right. But you had a car to go back and forth from school. There's nothing wrong with that. RD42547. We've been talking about, buying your kid at 16 their first car. There's some clowns out there that keep texting me and telling me, no, you shouldn't do it. A kid doesn't need a car. No, he needs to buy it himself. Yeah, you're going to put a kid at 16 who wants a car in the hole and possibly fail in his education because he wants to work to have a car. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you make life a little easier for your child? Why are you guys always well, that's how I did it. Well, okay. I get it. Unfortunate for you, but don't do that to your kid. Why don't you give him the best chance to succeed? Good morning, Hal. What's going on?
Well, good morning.
Hey, what up, man?
Hey, man, people that are talking bad about buying a kid a car, they don't even buy stuff for themselves. That's what it is.
You think so? You don't think they're just being selfish?
Yeah, it's being selfish just because they can't afford it for their kids. They want to justify it some type of way.
Okay.
That's the way I'm looking at it.
You might be right about that. I don't really know, but just the idea. I mean, even if let's say you can't afford a car for your kid, shouldn't you want to be able to afford one as a good parent to go, you know what, I got a good kid. Man, life is struggling for us, but you know what, man, I got to figure out something, or at least I want to, not just try to make some justification to make yourself feel better that, no, man, they got to work for it like I did. Well, no, I guess.
No, most definitely. You got to show the kids what the finer things in life are.
Yeah.
That way they can keep working for them.
All right, man. I appreciate the call. Thanks, brother.
Later, go.
442-54-7-7. Oh, this is this guy. I don't care if he's on honor roll student Rome. At 16 years old, the school still provides a bus to get them from point A to point B and don't need to be driving anywhere at 16. Plus, if they give him a car, who's going to pump gas for him? Who's paying the insurance for him? Who's going to fix repairs if the car breaks down? A 16-year-old don't need a car. Yeah, you're just an idiot. I can't even fight stupidity. I don't even know how to deal with stupidity. All that stuff. Here's the problem that you guys don't understand, okay? You can take care of your kids at 16, 17, 18 till they graduate college at 23 and still teach them responsibility, still teach them how to be a good person, teach them all of those things without setting them up for failure. When should your kid get a car then? So what you're saying is, well, 16, a kid don't need a car. So we're just going to wait till he's, 18? And then now he doesn't know what to do at all. He has no idea how to take care of a car. He doesn't know about insurance. He doesn't know about gas. He doesn't know about maintenance because you're too pathetic of a parent to buy him a car and go through that process with them. Yeah. Boy, like I said, man, I hope you don't have kids. Live from the Just Wing It studios. I do want to say what happened. It's Memorial Day. It was Memorial Day weekend, so, the kids are out of school and everybody's hanging out. Well, one of my neighbors, he's a kid. He's 16. I think 16 or 17, something like that. Well, one of his friends comes over and is parked out in front of his house. And it's leaking something. His car is leaking something. Now, he's got an older car, but it's leaking something. So he comes over, knocks on the door. Hey, Rome, can you help me out? My buddy's car's leaking. My dad's not here. He doesn't know what to do. So I go out and I look at it. And it wasn't anything too complicated. It was just he had a hose leaking from his power steering. And he goes, I go, well, let me drive it and see what's happened. You can tell it's making a noise with power steering. And I go, yeah, it's your power steering. It's leaking. He goes, oh, yeah, we just had that fixed. He goes, I actually have a bottle of power steering fluid here in my car. So we fill it up. I go, you could probably drive it home, but I wouldn't drive it too far, right? So the funny part about it was he was upset. He was worried about it. He was kind of upset. It's his car, man. He's a young kid. That's his car. And I was laughing. And I go, you kids don't even understand. When we were kids, that was common. We didn't have nice new cars like these kids get today when they get their first car. I said, we all rode around. Me, all my friends, we either had a quart of oil in the car with us, or a jug of water, or fluid for the power steering. That was just common. Our parents sent us out in death traps. They did not send us out in these nice fancy cars that had air conditioning and power steering and all these different things that cars have, GPS and electronic sensoring and whatever the case may be. We never had that, I remember having a car at one point. I had to at least keep 2 jugs of water with me just in case, so it wouldn't overheat because the water pump wasn't working. And that's what you did. So I felt bad for the kid because he was all upset. His car was messed up. But, I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal, to be honest with you. It was just a hose. They fixed it. But, I mean, it was just, it's just funny, though, seeing this play out when that was common for us. That was, no matter where we were, no matter where we went, you know, your dad would send you out with 2 quarts of oil and say, check the oil. You got to make sure the oil, so-and-so, check the oil, make sure you got oil in it. Here's a couple of quarts. You just put it in when you need it. Or power steering fluid or something, coolant because the radiator leaked or something. It was always something. I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? It just seems like back in the day, man, our parents didn't care. I don't know if they cared or they couldn't afford. I don't know what it was. But it was no big deal. Rolling around with power steering fluid to put it in your car when it needed it was not a big deal. Alrighty, 42547-7. So we were talking about cars, man. Back in the day, you know, we had cars. One of the neighbor kids, his buddy's car, was leaking some power steering fluid, right? So the kid was carrying it with him. His dad told him to carry it with him, you know, just in case. And so it was leaking, and we ended up. So we were laughing because he was a little upset about it, and because that's just the way it was when we were kids, man. You always carried something just in case. A lot of us had cars that we had to carry oil or water or some sort of fluid to put in it if it went down or because there was a leak or something that, you know, and that's just was life. RD4254-7-7. Hey, Romeo, it's funny that you say that. There was a time when I was a kid when my starter didn't work. So my dad told me just always back in or park on a hill until we can get the money to get you a new starter. So every time I went somewhere, I would have to back in so I could push start it or park on a hill so I could push start the car. It was great. It was great. I mean, that was life, man. That was life. These kids today have no clue because they all want these fancy cars that are brand new and got everything in them. And if you break down, somebody shows up and fixes it, or they don't break down actually. But that's back in the day. That's what you did. You had a car that had something wrong with it. And burning oil was the worst. You always used to have to drive around with a couple of quarts of oil on you just in case. These kids will never know.
Oh, Rome.
What up, man?
So when I turned 18, my dad gave me a 1992 MPV Mazda van.
That's awesome.
Van did not have, you couldn't get the reverse on. So all you had was just drive and neutral.
And your dad knew this, right?
Oh, no, 100%. He knew that. He used to tell me, hey, make sure no one parks in front of you. You guys will have to be pushing it back. And then he gives me a box of fuses. And he's like, just a heads up. The ignition fuse sometimes goes off.
Oh, my God.
So let me just tell you, besides it was a death trap,
Dude,
it was probably
awesome.
one of the best cars I ever owned, man. I had great times in that van.
Oh, how awesome is that? That parents used to send their kids out in straight death traps with parts.
With parts. And then you'd be like, and if you're really, really in trouble, call me. But that's only if you're really, really in trouble.
We're talking about these cars that we drove back when we were kids were death traps, man. We always had to carry something with us: oil, power steering fluid, water, so it wouldn't overheat. Well, one of the neighborhood kids, his buddy's car was leaking power steering fluid. And his dad told him, they knew it, but the kid kind of was freaked out about it. And I was like, nah, man, that was just when we were your age, that was regular, common practice. You roll out with whatever parts you need when you're driving your car. Our parents just sent us out in some of the worst of the worst. They didn't care. RD4254-7-7. Hey, good morning, Rome. I remember my first car was a 1990 Geostorm, ugly as hell, stick shift. No one taught me how to drive it. drive it. It sat there for months. I finally got up one day, taught myself how to drive it. Okay, so what does that have to do with what we're talking about? The fact that you used to have to carry something with you, whether it be power steering fluid or oil, or talking about the fact that the cars we drove, our first cars, I used to have to carry brake fluid with mine because my master cylinder was always jacked up or something. Yeah, it was good times, man. Already 42547-7. So yesterday, one of the neighbor kids, he comes over because his friend's car is leaking power steering fluid. And he says, "Hey, Rome," his dad wasn't home, so he just came over to ask me to help him out. And I go over and look at it. Yeah, it's leaking. It's tube something. One of the hoses were leaking. And I go, "So we need some power steering fluid." Well, the kid had it. He said, "Yeah, my dad said that there might be something wrong with it." But the kid was kind of freaked out about it, right? And I was like, "Nah, man, that's just everyday occurrence. When we were kids, we everyday occurrence. We rolled out. Whenever we left the house, our dad made sure that we either had water, oil, power steering, brake fluid. I mean, something. Our cars were not perfect at all, not even close. You heard the last dude say that he had to roll out with feet in his car, or sometimes you'd have to park a certain way because your car the starter might not work, and you have to push start it every time. Something. So it was no big deal. Already 42547-7. Yo, Rome, I'm adding a bottle of power steering fluid to my work truck every other day. I keep a new bottle in the truck always. Exactly. I mean, that's just what you did, man. That was part of owning a car. I mean, you kids today are kind of spoiled. You got cars that work fine, and you don't have to do anything but start them, Oh my God, if you guys probably didn't know this, but cars didn't own air conditioning. That used to be an upgrade. Yo, Ro, my first car was a 92 Caprice Classic. I used to have to carry antifreeze because I had a leak, and when I traveled far to LA or something, I needed one on the way there, one on the way back to keep the car from overheating. 3 years strong buying antifreeze. Exactly. LA, I remember, and I haven't seen this in a long time. You guys probably don't remember this. The Grapevine used to have water tanks where you could stop and put water in your car so it didn't overheat, or when they were overheating. The Grapevine, I don't see them anymore, but yeah, the Grapevine used to have these big water tanks along the side of the road where you could stop and put water in your car so it didn't overheat. Text me here. Hey, Rome, my uncle had an old Buick. It had tags, but it had a short in the battery post wires, and he let us use it. But if we didn't remember to take the post off the battery, it'll die. So we had to always carry jumper cables with us. Then I remember I was at my friend's house, and his insurance person came over. Oh, his insurance person came over and parked in the driveway. She came out. We heard her start her car, but she sat there for 10 minutes. She had no reverse, so she stuck her feet out and started to push the car backwards. We all got in, pushed her car out of the driveway. We asked what happened. She said the reverse never worked. So I said, why you just didn't park out on the street by the curb so you didn't have to back up. But she did what she had to do. That's pretty funny. But that's just how you rolled back in the day, man. You wanted a car. You didn't care what was wrong with it. You figured out how to make it work, man. Alrighty, 42547-7. Hey, Rome. The Grapevine still has the water tanks on the side of the road. If you're overheating and need to add it. I guess I haven't paid attention. Good morning, Hot. What's going on?
Romeo, every car that I ever owned up until a responsible adult has been a bucket.
Well, okay.
I remember I used to have one of my first vehicles was an S10.
Oh, yeah, I had one of those. Those things were junk.
Junk. Okay, the driver's side door would not shut sometimes. It would lock. And you had to drive with your hand out the door, holding the door shut.
Jesus.
Imagine on the freeway driving like this, and it was, and my parents knew about it too. The window didn't roll down.
Yeah, parents didn't care.
It was a struggle, but we were so eager to want to drive that we didn't care. Mm-hmm. And I not until I understood, you get what you pay for. Most of these cars we bought were used vehicles, someone else's problems. We thought we got a good deal for $1,500, but really it was a piece of junk.
Absolutely. 100%.
My son right now, he wants an Audi or a Range Rover. I said, dude, you must not want to drive because we're gonna be saving for this for the rest of your life.
That's hilarious.
But he's waiting. So
he's holding out.
How long that takes.
Well, good for him. Good for him.
He's riding the bus. He's riding second year of college, riding the bus.
Well, good for him. Later. 48254-7 Rome. They still have the water tanks. They're AM. I'm a truck driver. I used one like last year. My semi overheated. I didn't know that. I remember seeing the water tanks on the Grapevine. I don't remember seeing them anymore. Maybe because my cars don't overheat now. So maybe that's what it is. I will tell you a funny story about going over the Grapevine. This is the story for those of you that don't know. And a lot of you younger guys won't know this. The Grapevine used to be a conversation. When you were traveling from up north and coming down to LA, the Grapevine was a conversation about, okay, are we going to make it over? Is the car going to go overheat? It wasn't as easy as it is today. Now, maybe for you folks in Bakersfield, it was always easy, but it was not. I remember a buddy of mine, he owned, you guys don't even know what a Yugo is. Look it up, Google it, Yugo. He had a Yugo, and we were having the conversation as we were coming through Bakersfield. Are we going to make it over the Grapevine in this thing? Is it going to overheat? I mean, a Yugo was literally a couple of rubber bands, and you wound it up and it went. We made it over, though. I think we did have to stop for water, though. I think that did happen. All right, 48254-7. We drove buckets. And let's just be honest. When we were 16, 17 years old, we drove death traps, man. It was just not, they were not safe. But our parents didn't care. They showed us how to fix it. I remember, what'd you send me here? Hey, Rome, vice grips were my universal window handle. Exactly. Remember when vice grips were what you used? Remember, I don't know if you do. I had a friend that started his car with a screwdriver. I have a buddy whose dad took a roll of quarters and taped them under the gas pedal so he could only go a certain speed. He couldn't go over a certain speed because those quarters, a stack of quarters. I don't even know who comes up with that. Alrighty, 48254-7 Romeo. Did you know that the Grapevine is not the whole entire hill? The Grapevine is only at the bottom when you start climbing it. But we call it. But I too call it the Grapevine. Oh, what's it called? What's the hill called? We always just called it the Grapevine. Oh, nope, I did not know that. That's interesting. All right. I found out also, fun fact, that one of the girls at the Menudo cook-off told me she knows a lot of fun facts. I asked her what her fun fact was, and it was that female penguins, apparently are like prostitutes because, and this is real, it's not a joke. Apparently they put pebbles in front of them to entice the male penguins. For some reason, male penguins want pebbles. I don't know. Anyway, Google it. See if she's lying. I didn't. Hey, Rome, my dad was a mechanic, and I remember going up the Grapevine in the 90s. My mom and dad both praying so the car wouldn't overheat. I was like, aren't you a mechanic? Did you send me here? Hey, Rome, I wanted to ask you about this girl I went out on a date with last night. It was our first date. I took her to a spot. She ordered the most expensive thing on the menu. Well, what was the most expensive thing on the menu? I mean, if you took her to McDonald's, that's different than if you took her to a steakhouse. So she ordered the lobster. What'd she order? Anyway, so she ordered the most expensive thing on the menu, and an appetizer. I was just curious, do you think that's a red flag considering our first date and she wanted me to pay for it? No. Well, yes and no. And the reason I say that is because, one, where did you take her? How much was the most expensive thing on the menu? And regardless of what it was or wasn't, you should have been able to pay for it because it was the first date, so yes. But what type of girl did you go out with? Here's the thing that you guys don't understand when you go out on a first date, okay? And if she orders lobster, right? Is she a lobster girl or is she just out to take advantage of you? You guys should know the women that you're dating, whether they're out for a free meal or that's just how they roll. If you don't know that, that's on you, not her, okay? But in fairness, to be fair to the other side of it, you women should not be ordering the most expensive thing on the menu on the first date. It looks classless, okay? Have a little class, order some middle of the road till you get to know each other, find out where it's going. What's going on?
What's up, Romeo? Red Rob here.
What up, Red Rob?
What's up, brother? Hey, just last night, my date was classless. She reached over the table and grabbed some of my meat, and I was pissed. And then to top it off, she ate all the candy bar and didn't share.
Nice.
I'm thinking that's a red.
That's a red flag. All right, Rob, get out of here. And he lost him. Oh, I lost him. Already 42547. Yeah, the guy just said he went out with some woman first date last night and she ordered the most expensive thing on the meal. He was asking if that was a red flag. No. And it kind of depends. I mean, first of all, you should always pay for the date. Okay, we're gonna agree on that. You should be able to afford the most expensive thing on the menu. All right, just so you don't look. Where are you going? You're the one that. Is it your fault for taking her to that place, or is it her fault for ordering the most expensive thing on the menu? But I do believe any woman that orders the most expensive thing on the menu is either that's how she lives or she's trying to get a free meal. You should know which girl she is. Okay, you should know what type of girl she is going out on a date with her. All right? But I also don't think a woman should order something that expensive. You order something kind of middle of the road. It's the first date, Have a little decor, have a little class. Already 42547. But like I said, maybe that's how she rolls. Maybe she's used to steak and lobster. If you're dating a steak and lobster girl, you got to pay steak and lobster prices. Guy texted me a little bit ago and he said he went out on a first date with some lady and she ordered the most expensive thing on the menu. Now, I don't know what kind of restaurant they went to, but he was asking me if that was a red flag. Already 42547. Broom, if she puts out, she can order anything on the menu. Good morning, Hot. What's going on?
Yo, morning, Rome.
Hey, what up, man?
Hey, next time tell my guy, man, to ask for some crayons so he could color the menu. Like, hey, this is where we're at. Everything in red is no-go. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, that's funny.
but hey, man, I agree with you, Rome, though. Hey, if you take her somewhere out to eat, man, and, hey, that's the way she rolls, that's the way she rolls, man. We can't be upset about that.
Well, here's the thing, though. And I'm going to hit all aspects of this date. First of all, I'm assuming he could afford it. He just didn't, So only take him someplace you can afford. She shouldn't be ordering the most expensive thing on the menu because it looks kind of like you're doing too much. But you're right. If that's how she rolls and that's her everyday lifestyle, then that's fine. Or if she's that woman that's just looking for a free meal, you should know the difference before you even go out with her. You know who you're dating. So I agree with you.
Exactly.
I'm with you, man. All right. Thanks for calling, brother.
Grab some crayons, man.
Everything you can order, everything on the left side of the menu, not the right. But my point is, it's kind of a double-edged sword because you should know where you're taking somebody on a date. You should know that already, and you should know who they are. Are they just, out for a free meal? Or is that how they legitimately roll? RD 4254-7-7. Or maybe it's your fault for taking her somewhere that has an expensive item on the menu. No, I shouldn't even say that. I should just say that, ladies, on your first date, don't order the most expensive thing unless you're just being greedy and selfish and you're out for a free meal. Then, of course, but don't expect a second date. But, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so I feel like this. If a guy's going to be talking crap about a woman and what she ordered of her meal, like say she ordered a steak, he should invite her to go eat, period, then. Okay, in a way, it's good so he can know, like, hey, this girl, she's really expensive when it's time to take her out to eat, So in a way, it's good so he can know, like, she likes expensive meals. Okay. And if he's going to be talking crap about her, he should not even invite her to go eat. Just take her to Starbucks.
All right. Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right.
Fair enough.
All right, Romeo. Have
Thanks
a good
for
one.
calling.
Bye.
You too. Bye. I mean, look, there's arguments to be made on both sides, okay? A guy should understand what he's getting himself involved in with the type of woman that he's taking out, all right? He should know what her budget or how she lives. I mean, you should know the type of woman that you're taking out, right? Whether she's a little higher end or whether she's a little lower end. But at the same time, if you flip it to the other side of it, should a woman be, well, see, that's the thing. If you, see, yeah, I mean, should she be ordering the most expensive thing? Well, if she's used to it, then yes. If she's not used to it, then is that the question? Or does it matter? So a guy was texting, I guess he went out on a first date with a girl and he thought the meal she ordered was very expensive. He didn't know what to think about that. And I guess it kind of goes both ways. Is it a red flag? Yeah, maybe, unless she's used to that. I mean, some women are used to that. Already 4254-7-7. And, a lot of guys will say, well, is she just ordering the most expensive thing to take advantage? Or, I mean, I don't know. Hey, Romeo, related to the topic, is it a red flag that that a male date, a man orders a quesadilla for dinner? No meat, no hot sauce, plain old quesadilla. I felt like I was on a date with a child. We should have ordered the kids' menu. Yes, that's weird. Yes, that's absolutely 100% weird. How old was the dude? That's what I want to know. But yes, no, that is totally a red flag. Absolutely. So a guy texted. He was talking about what his first date, what she ordered. He thought it was too expensive, most expensive thing, right? And it does beg a question because somebody else just texted and said she went out on a date with a man who just ordered a plain quesadilla. No meat, no cheese, or no sauce, no nut, just a plain quesadilla. Was asking me, he was 37 years old, the dude that did that. Yeah, quesadilla, no meat, no hot sauce, just a plain quesadilla. 37 years old. Is that a red flag? I think it is. But it does kind of ask the question, right? What does it say about somebody on what they order on a first date? Does that say anything about a male or female? What they eat on the first date, does that change? Can you read something into that? I would definitely read something into a 37-year-old dude ordering a plain quesadilla on a first date. That's childlike. So that is, I would read something into that. A girl ordering steak and lobster on a first date? I don't know. It depends on who she is, right? She might be that kind of girl. She might be a higher end. She's used to eating that. Or she might be someone who doesn't get that very much. I mean, it just depends. You should know when you go out with them, right? Already 4254-7-7. Hey, Rome, them big girls do cost a lot when it comes to food. That's why I stay with the cute petite girls. Excuse me. All they want is appetizers and margaritas. Nice. Let me see what Big Boy sent me here. He's got something to say about this. Rome. Oh, Big Boy says he wasn't talking crap. He was just asking. Sounds like he paid. Just probably, damn, first date, high maintenance. Well, it depends on one girl's high maintenance, or one guy's high maintenance is another guy's norm. You know what I'm saying? Some women are high maintenance, cost a lot. For some, for other women, they don't cost. That's their norm. So yeah. Already 42547 hey Rome, it's like when you tell a girl what do you like to drink, or what do you usually drink, and they say 1942 or like the most expensive stuff, and then they say, but what do you like to drink when you're paying for it? All right. What do we got here? 842-547. Rome. Maybe the guy. Oh, the quesadilla guy. What did you say here? Some girl said she went out with a 37-year-old man who ordered a quesadilla. No meat, no sauce, nothing, just plain quesadilla. Which is weird, by the way. Yes. Hey, Rome. Maybe that guy didn't have a lot of money and got something small. The girl could order what she wanted. Maybe. Good morning, y'all. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Rome? Seahawk Lou, man.
What up, Lou?
Hey, Rome. So I agree with what you're saying, man. There's some bougie women out there, and some that are a little more ghetto.
Well, some bougie. When you say bougie, that just might be their normal. It's not bougie. It's bougie to you. It's normal to them.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
okay.
It could be bougie to you, but normal to them. And,
okay.
I 100% agree with what you're saying.
Okay.
We also have the normal, or even the ghetto, the ones that like to drink, Budweiser every weekend.
Jesus. What's wrong with you?
But that's what they like. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
So I think they should look for, someone that drinks Bud Light, Budweisers, and
if that's what they want. Yeah.
That's what they got to find, I guess. They can't afford bougie.
You can't afford bougie. God, get out of here. I mean, obviously the terminology that Seahawk Lou is using hopefully was for effect. But, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. But there are some women out there, who lobster and steak is a normal meal for them. It's not something, it's not a special meal. So, yeah, I don't know. Already 42547. Hey, you up and Chiefs fan. Talking about dates, me and my wife ordered some pricey meals. The messed up thing, she only eats a little portion of it and the rest to go, and she doesn't eat after that. Oh, so she throws it away. I mean, a pricey meal's a pricey meal. Some women's pricey meal is some women's extravaganza. So you got to understand that, Nothing wrong with it. It just is what it is. But there is something to be said about a first date, what somebody orders, right? Or maybe not. I don't know. What do you think? We were talking a little bit about first dates, right? When you go on a first date, does what the person orders, does that mean anything, right? Some lady said she went out with a 37-year-old dude. He ordered a quesadilla. That was it. No meat in it, no salt, just a plain quesadilla. Hey, Rome, in my date, let's see here. Hey, Rome. So the male, let's see. If my date considers herself a steak and lobster girl, then damn, she better be able to cook good steak and lobster at home too from time to time. Okay. That's referring to a guy who said, if a girl orders steak and lobster, is that doing too much on a first date? Well, I don't know. Rome, let's see here. Sounds to me like the dude can't afford the car he chose to test drive. First date, first impression. She got what she wanted. If he thought that he wasn't, if he thought that was an issue, then that's where it ends. Are you talking about the quesadilla? Hey, Rome, what gets me more mad is when they order something and don't eat it. Oh, on a first date. You don't care what they order, but just eat everything? Okay, well, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? 842-547-7. Does it matter what somebody orders on a first date? Hey, good morning, Rome. On a side note, when I first started dating my wife, her teenage son, which is 14, would order the most expensive item on the menu. When he would come over to my house, I would make him mow the backyard. After the second time mowing my yard, he asked me how come he has to mow my backyard. I explained to him, if you're going to keep ordering expensive items on your menu or on the menu, this is the way of paying for that meal. After that, he stopped picking the most expensive items on the menu. Wow. Oh, that's pretty funny. Hey, Rome, if that guy ordered a plain quesadilla, that should tell the girl about how he is going to be boring and picky. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that does say, here's what's funny. Because we had two conversations going on. A girl ordering the most expensive thing on the menu on a first date with a guy, and a guy, a 37-year-old guy, ordering a plain quesadilla on a first date with a girl, with a woman, right? So the quesadilla says more about the guy than the woman who ordered the most expensive thing on the menu. There, yeah, I would think the guy, that says more. The guy, what kind of psycho are you to just order a plain quesadilla for dinner? I mean, that's a little psychotic. This woman texted in and said she went out with a 37-year-old dude on a first date and he ordered a plain quesadilla. No meat, no sauce, no nothing. Just, she said, like a child would order. And what does that say? Or does it say anything? All right, Rome. Hey, what if the guy didn't want to pig out and ate before the date to save money and ruin his date? Well, like I said, that says something. Let's go by your logic, because you're the second person that said maybe he just wanted to save money. So what does that say about him? He's cheap? He's portraying cheapness? Or because somebody said, well, what if he wanted to say not order something expensive for himself so that she could order whatever she wanted? Is that, and I'll go with your logic. Okay, that's what he did. Is that appealing to a woman? Does a woman find that attractive? That her man can't afford, or the man she's dating can't afford to feed both of them. He can't eat as much, so he can afford, and now it's a nice gesture. Well, she can get whatever she wants, but he can't afford both of us. Is that attractive to a woman? Maybe. Apparently not to this woman. But also, you're telling me he couldn't get a steak quesadilla? Chicken quesadilla? Had to just be there is something to be said to ordering just a plain cheese quesadilla. That shows a lot. Good morning, Hal. What's going on?
Romeo, first dates are very important. You know, you can find out a lot about a person, but my advice to men is always start off small. You can always level up, but if you backstep, go down, she's always going to notice that. Okay. So, you know, and date in your tax bracket. If you know she's going to be expensive and you can't afford it, don't even try it. You're wasting your time.
Okay, that's fair.
But if she's happy with Jack in the Box or 20-piece chicken nuggets, you hit the lottery. You got to keep her.
Yeah, okay. All right. I mean, for him, I think that's sad. I mean, I would not want a cheap-ass woman. I mean, I just wouldn't want somebody like that. That just... Yeah, I don't want anybody that's cheap like that. All right. But hey, some people do. Although Jack in the Box costs you $45 to go to it now, right? So a woman texted in and she was talking about a guy she went out with, 37-year-old guy she went out with. Want to know, is it a red flag that he ordered just a plain quesadilla? Cheese and tortilla, quesadilla, no meat, no sauce. That's all he had on a first date. That's weird. That's very weird, by the way. In a lot of different ways. And I know you guys are over here trying to justify, well, maybe he was trying to save money so that she could order what she wanted. Maybe he was, this is the next one. Hey, good morning, Romeo. Well, maybe he was on a diet. Okay, well, order a salad. Order something. I mean, is a cheese quesadilla, is that diet food? Is that what you eat on a diet? I mean, yeah, I think you got to justify this situation when, you know who orders cheese quesadillas when you go out to dinner? 8-year-olds. I'm surprised you didn't get a side of chicken nuggets with it. That is strange. That's childish. Okay? Now, that's just childish. In fact, to be honest with you, I'm going to even go a step further. A guy that orders a quesadilla, an adult man that orders a quesadilla, even with meat in it on a date, or in general, is weird. That's a childish food, okay? That is what kids order. So I can understand why she was a little concerned about it. She even said he could have ordered off the kids' menu. I mean, it's weird. There really isn't a real good justification for it. I mean, all right, 842-547-7. Hey, Romeo, you were talking about first dates and what you order. How do you feel about someone drinking too much on a first date? I went out with this girl and she drank a lot. She ended up throwing up in the parking lot. It was a little embarrassing, I thought. So I never talked to her again. Yeah. That's different. I mean, because sometimes people get nervous. I mean, first dates can be nerve-wracking. You guys know that. You guys have all been on dates when you're, or they just can be nerve-wracking, you know? So the drinking could kind of go either way. You know, sometimes people go on first dates and they're nervous. So I would expect a woman, if a guy does it, you might want to worry about it. If a guy takes you out on a first date and he drinks too much, it's probably a problem. If a woman does it, I mean, it's probably more likely she was just extremely nervous. And not that she's some sort of alcoholic or anything. I think I would give the woman the benefit of the doubt as being being nervous on a first date as opposed to a man. I guess I could put it like that. Hey, Rome, what's up? What do you think about this? I went out with a girl on a couple of dates, but then she ghosted me all because I called her out about posting stuff to her social media and making it look as if she was alone or with a girlfriend. And I noticed from another friend of mine that her on social media, she blocked me from some of her posts. So I just told her there's no need for her to hide anything from me. Well, after I told her that, she blocked my phone number. And let me tell you, we went out on a couple of nice restaurants at that. I felt like she was just out to get free meals, to be completely honest. Well, I mean, that happens. Yeah. She could. I mean, there are women out there that are going out just for free meals and to, for social media purposes, take pictures of their meals and whatnot to make it look like they're balling or make it look like they're doing something that they're not. I mean, that's real. That's what social media is. That's what all these clowns do on social media. So I don't see why. What do you mean? What do I think about it? I think it's exactly what most people want to do. Yeah, I mean, it's what a lot of people want to do. They just want the picture for their social media sites to get publicity. I mean, the problem with social media is it's turned so many people into a bunch of insecure morons because they want that attention. They want to be famous. They need for people to like them. And it's just absolutely absurd what some of these people feel, that social media is a real world. I mean, that's their real world. It's real world to them because that's their life. But what do you want me to tell you? You went out with a social media influencer, I guess is what they call them, right? If you're not into it, go find a girl who's not like that, RD42547-7, and maybe she couldn't afford to go out to the restaurants without you, so she had to do what she had to do to get that photo. When's the last time you guys went through one of your junk drawers? Some of you have probably one in the kitchen. You might have one in the laundry room. You might have one outside in the garage. But everybody has a junk drawer. For some reason, I don't know. It's so common. And why we just throw everything in there. I just don't know why. It's incredible, right? What is the craziest thing you got in a junk drawer right now? When's the last time you looked at it? When's the last time you saw, why do I even have that? When's the last time you cleaned one out? You know? When's the last time you've done that? I have two junk drawers at home, and I am not really sure the last time I actually cleaned them out. Sometimes they don't even open all the way because you got something wedged in the back that prevents it from opening. All right, you guys got a junk drawer? What's in it? What's the weirdest thing you have in it? All right, 842-547-7. Everybody has a junk drawer, right? What's the craziest thing you have in it? What's the strangest thing? When's the last time you looked in it? What do you got? Already, what'd I say here? Oh, hey, Rome. So the strangest thing I got in my junk drawer is where I keep my ketchup packets and my hot sauces from the restaurants. You keep condiments in your junk drawer? How do they not pop? Like my junk drawer has screwdrivers and flashlights, and it has whatchamacallit? It has cords for charging, batteries, things like that. How do you do it without it? That's pretty funny though. All right, so what do you got in your junk drawer? You got anything crazy? All right, so you got a junk drawer somewhere in your house. So what do you keep in it? What kind of crazy things you got in it? All right, 842-547-7. Hey, Romeo, we have a junk drawer in the kitchen, and for some reason, my wife keeps my son's baby teeth in the junk drawer. They're in a little mint tin that she keeps in the... That's strange. Okay. Good morning, Nat. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Rome?
Hey, Ruben. What up, man?
Man, talk about a junk drawer. Rome, I get mad at the old lady when she does that, makes the drawer full of stuff. You can't even open it, you know what I mean? You're still trying to stick your hand in there and wiggle stuff because it's stuck in the back.
Oh, yeah. That happens all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got it, Rome, and I emptied it into a box. And I said, the kitchen is for your kitchen stuff. Rome, I tell you what, every time I need something, I'm running to that box to go grab something because there's everything in the mama in that box.
So what's in the drawer now?
Just like towels, like to grab like the hot towels to grab the stuff in the stove.
Yeah,
you know
I got you.
Yeah,
All right,
but she's working on another one in the room. You know what I mean?
That's hilarious. Of course. All right, Ruben. Later.
But like I said, they got everything you need. That little screw, that certain screwdriver, the one to fix the eyeglasses. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
everything's in there.
All right, Ruben. Later,
bro.
Yeah, as I'm saying, it's crazy, man. The junk drawer. I got two of them in my kitchen. There's just, we don't even need anything that's in it, I don't think. I'm not sure. I'd have to go through it again. We're talking about the junk drawer. Everybody seems to have a junk drawer somewhere in their house, maybe their garage, or your shed. I don't know, but you have just everything in it, right? What do you got? Good morning, Rome. Gilrod here, streaming from Lemoore, California. This weekend, I was looking for a pen in my junk drawer, found a pack of dried sliced oranges that I use for my old fashions. I might have stuck them in there after a night of too many old fashioned. That's pretty funny. Like I said, man, everybody's got something crazy in their junk drawer. Why don't you guys, today when you get home, just go through it. See what you got in there. You probably forgot about something. It's Romeo. Sometimes, I don't know if I get text messages late or why you guys just decide to send me something after we've moved on. But somebody just sent me this about social media. We were talking about, a guy texted earlier about he went out with a girl a couple of times and she would post on social media like she was out by herself, not with him, right? And I guess they went out on a few dates. And so I was talking about social media. I said, yeah, there are people out there who just live for social media. That's their whole lives. I mean, it's embarrassing and sad because they think that's the real world when it's not. So somebody texted me, hey, Rome, maybe if you were on social media more, you'd be more popular. Okay, well, I don't know what you mean by that, but okay. Thanks for the advice. I appreciate it. I do not post much on social media, by the way. That's why they said that, because I'm not, I'm sure you guys are doing great on social.
Romeo in the Morning.
Every morning.
On Hot 94.1.